S-tier, the immortals welcome to the S-tier. These are the immortals of the multiverse, memes that have achieved true legendary status. They've broken containment from their own fandoms and are now a core, part of the global internet's DNA. Even people who have never watched a single episode of anime will recognize these.
That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
お前はもう死んでいる。何?
Source? Fist of the North Star. This is, without a doubt, one of the original checkmate phrases in meme history. The lore here comes from the protagonist, Kenshiro, and his lethal martial art, Hokuto Shinken. This style doesn't rely on brute force. It targets the opponent's internal pressure points. The mechanic is simple. Kenshiro delivers a series of seemingly ineffective strikes. His opponent often stands confused or mocking, believing they are unharmed. Kenshiro then calmly delivers the line, "Omae wa mu shindiru," informing them that the technique has already done its job. Seconds later, the opponent meets a very explosive end. Its meta impact is universal. The phrase is now the definitive punchline for any scenario where a failure is so total and so immediate that the person hasn't even processed it yet. It's the ultimate game over screen delivered by your opponent. Surprised Pikachu, Pokemon. If "Omae wa mo shindeiru" is the sound of an opponent's defeat, Surprised Pikachu is the universal face of realizing you've made a terrible miscalculation. The lore for this image is not what most people think. It doesn't come from the famous Raichu battle. The screenshot itself is from Pokemon Indigo League, Season 1, Episode 10, Bulbasaur and the Hidden Village. In the scene, Pikachu is simply reacting with a shocked, open-mouthed expression. It's a low-resolution, perfectly timed snapshot of pure, unfiltered shock. The true origin of the meme wasn't the show, it was the community. In 2018, a Tumblr user fused this image with a caption about a predictable outcome, and the meta was born. Its impact in online culture comes from this simple mechanic. It's the perfect reaction image for any situation featuring a completely predictable outcome that someone still didn't see coming. You procrastinated on your 20-page essay until the night before and failed? You touched a hot stove and got burned? You spent all your currency on a gacha banner and didn't get the character? Insert the surprised Pikachu face. It's the global symbol for sarcastic shock at the obvious consequences of one's own actions. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. This isn't just a meme, it's a multimedia experience. It's the ultimate musical and visual cue for a cliffhanger. The lore begins with the 2012 anime adaptation of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. The producers made a brilliant creative decision to end the episodes of Phantom Blood and Battle Tendency at their most dramatic possible moment. The mechanic is precise. Just as a character is about to receive a fatal blow, reveal a shocking secret, or find themselves in an impossible situation, the frame freezes. The colors often shift to a dramatic, stylized negative. Then, the iconic bass riff from the 1971 song Roundabout by the band Yes kicks in, and a large to-be-continued arrow graphic slides onto the screen. The meta effect was instantaneous. The internet adopted this format as the definitive way to frame any real-life or fictional video that ends in an abrupt comedic disaster. It's the perfect pause button right before the moment of impact. It transformed a prog rock song from the 70s into a universal symbol for, well, I guess you'll have to wait to see how that bad situation resolves. Shinji in a chair. This meme is the ultimate snapshot of existential dread. While the other memes on this list are about action, shock, or comedy, this one is about the complete absence of action. It is the global symbol for depression, burnout, and having zero mana left to deal with the world. The lore is a recurring visual motif in Neon Genesis Evangelion. The protagonist, Shinji Ikari, is a child soldier forced to pilot a giant biomechanical Eva to fight alien angels, all while dealing with the trauma inflicted by his absentee father. Gendo. The image itself is simple. Shinji, slumped in a folding chair head down in a vast empty space. He is often listening to his cassette player, completely dissociated from the high-stakes drama happening around him. The meta power of this image is its profound relatability. It captures a feeling that goes beyond simple sadness. It represents the overwhelming pressure to just get in the robot, or in our world, to just go to work, just finish the project, or just deal with your problems. When you feel fundamentally broken and incapable of moving, it's a low-energy meme that carries an incredible weight. It's used worldwide to convey a state of profound emotional exhaustion that words can't quite capture. Fandom pillars welcome to the A tier. These are the fandom pillars. While they might not be as universally known by the general public as the S tier, these memes are the absolute foundation of modern anime culture. If you're an active fan, these are part of your core build. Not knowing them is like walking into a raid with no gear. All things JoJo. This isn't a single meme. It's an entire class of its own. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is a meme factory, and its impact on the meta is undeniable. The lore is simple. The series is so stylistic, so over the top, and so unapologetically absurd that nearly every panel is a potential meme. The mechanics include the poses. The physically impossible and dramatic JoJo poses that are a staple of cosplay and convention culture.
初めての相手はジョジョではない。このディオだ。
The catchphrases, Kono Dio da. It was me, Dio, used for any bait and switch reveal. Zawarudo, the world. Dio's cry for his time stop ability. The punch cries, the iconic Muda Muda Muda. Dio Giorno and Ora Ora Ora, Jotaro, are the gold standard for any rapid punch combo. The Approaching Me panel, the manga panel of Dio and Jotaro walking toward each other. This is the template for any faded, ridiculous, or overhyped confrontation. The meta impact is that JoJo created its own language. Its unique art style, its sound design, and its character-defining phrases are so potent that almost any discussion online can, and eventually will, become a JoJo reference. Nah, I'd win. This is the new gold standard for protagonist confidence, and it has absolutely dominated the meta in recent memory. The lore comes from a flashback moment right before the fated battle between the two strongest characters in the Jujutsu Kaisen universe, Gojo Satoru and Sukuna. When asked, what if Sukuna regained his full power? Gojo simply replies, it'd be a little tough. He's then asked, would you lose? He scoffs and delivers the line, nah, I'd win. The mechanic of this meme is its profound, almost toxic level of self-assurance. It's a statement of absolute victory, made with zero hesitation. However, the meta took a sharp turn. Spoiler alert, Gojo lost that fight. In a very brutal and definitive way. This twist transformed the meme. What started as a symbol of ultimate confidence instantly became a symbol of tragic irony. Now, nah, I'd win is used in two ways. To express genuine, absolute confidence in a future matchup. More commonly, to sarcastically mock someone's overconfidence right before a spectacular failure. It's a powerful, two-cost card that can be played as either a buff or a debuff, depending on the context. Anya's Hey face. This is by far one of the most S-tier faces to come out of the modern meta. It's an image that perfectly captures the essence of smug, mischievous, and slightly broken charm. The lore comes from Spy X Family. The character is Anya Forger, a young telepath who is adopted by a spy, Lloyd, and an assassin, Yor, for a cover family. As a telepath, Anya is often the only one who truly knows the high-stakes mission everyone is involved in. The mechanic is her iconic facial expression. Known simply as ha. It's a self-satisfied, cat-like smile that she makes when she thinks she's cleverly manipulated a situation, discovered a secret, or is just generally feeling superior. The meta power of this face is its sheer versatility. It's not an evil smile, but it's not entirely innocent either. It's the perfect reaction for knowing a secret you're not supposed to know. Anya's ha face making a subtle, toxic play in a video game. Anya's hey face feeling smug about a plan going exactly as you intended. Anya's ha face watching chaos unfold that you may have indirectly started. Anya's ha face, it's the face of knowing. And it has become a staple emote for the entire online community. Saitama OK face this meme is the anti-hype emote. In a meta filled with dramatic power-ups, transformations, and screaming attacks, the Saitama OK face is the ultimate symbol of anticlimactic, overwhelming power. The lore is central to the entire One Punch Man series. Saitama is a hero who trained so hard he became invincible, capable of defeating any enemy with a single unenthusiastic punch. This has led him to a state of profound boredom and existential crisis. The mechanic of this meme is the visual debuff of its art style. The series constantly shifts between hyper-detailed, god-tier animation for its epic fights and this low-poly, simplistic, and badly drawn skin for Saitama's everyday life. This specific face, a simple, vacant OK, is his reaction to the alien tyrant Boros, who claims to be the conqueror of the universe. Boros gives a grand speech about his immense power and tragic search for a worthy opponent, and Saitama just okays him. The meta power is its use as the ultimate counterspell to anything overly dramatic, arrogant, or long-winded. It's a reaction that instantly diffuses all tension. Someone writes a 10-paragraph toxic rant in the comments. Okay, a final boss in a game boasts about destroying the world? Okay, it's the most powerful form of indifference in the entire multiverse. Griffith did nothing wrong. This is one of the most toxic and infamous troll statements in the entire anime multiverse, and it's a pillar of the Berserk fandom. The lore here is extremely dark. Griffith is the central antagonist of Berserk. To achieve his dream of godhood, he performs a demonic ritual called the Eclipse, where he sacrifices his entire army, all his loyal friends and soldiers, the Band of the Hawk, to be devoured by apostles. To make it worse, he then assaults the character Casca in front of the protagonist, Guts, as a final act of violation and dominance. The mechanic of this meme is to flatly deny this reality. The phrase "Griffith did nothing wrong" is used by trolls and contrarians to intentionally trigger Berserk fans, who are deeply and justifiably traumatized by these events. The meta impact is that this phrase has become the ultimate bait. It's a litmus test for chaos. Saying it in any anime discussion is a guaranteed way to start a massive, heated argument. It's a debuff that inflicts the rage status effect on anyone who knows the Berserk lore. Nina Tucker Chimera. This final A-tier entry isn't a funny meme. It is a pillar of collective trauma. It represents one of the most universally cursed and heartbreaking plot twists in the entire anime multiverse. The lore is infamous. The protagonists, Ed and Al, meet a state alchemist named Shu Tucker, who is famous for creating a talking chimera. They become friends with his young daughter, Nina, and her large, fluffy dog, Alexander. Later, when Tucker is facing an assessment, he unveils a new talking chimera. Ed quickly realizes the horrifying mechanic of this creation. Tucker, in his desperation, has fused his own daughter and her dog into a single suffering creature. The chimera's haunting line, Ed Ward, is the moment the lore is confirmed. The meta impact of this is profound. The Nina and Alexander meme is a damage over time debuff for the entire community. It's used to represent the absolute rock bottom of human depravity. Serve as a trigger for veteran fans, similar to Griffith did nothing wrong, but with sorrow instead of anger. Be a dark punchline, where the image is spliced into other, unrelated wholesome content about fathers and daughters or pets, creating maximum psychic damage for those who recognize it. It's a cursed pillar that the entire community has to bear. B tier. Modern classics and high impact. Welcome to the B tier. These are the modern classics and high impact memes. They might be newer to the meta, or they might be dark memes that carry a massive debuff. These are the memes that have dominated the strategy hub and defined the meta for entire seasons. Gojo Sliced 1-2. This is the direct and devastating counter to the A-tier "nah, I'd win" meme. It's the resolution that broke the Jujutsu Kaisen fandom. The lore is simple and brutal. Following his "nah, I'd win" declaration, Gojo Satoru engages in a long, god-tier battle with Sukuna. The fight is legendary. Gojo seems to gain the upper hand, landing a decisive hollow purple and appearing victorious. The mechanic of the meme comes from the shocking twist in chapter 236. The chapter opens after the fight. Gojo is in an afterlife scene talking to his dead friends. The meta was in chaos, with fans theory crafting what this meant. Then the next panel drops, a full-page spread of Gojo's body, sliced in half at the waist, with the narrator explaining that Sukuna's dismantle spell had successfully cut him. The meta impact was catastrophic. The 1-2 or Gojo Sliced meme became the grief nuke for the fandom. It's used as a jump scare for JJK fans, a symbol of ultimate shocking defeat, turning the "nah, I'd win" meme into a tragic joke. A template for 1-2 memes, e.g., "nah, I get cut in half." It's a high-impact event meme that defines an entire era of a series. Eren as a bird, dove, crying. Source: Attack on Titan. This is another event meme, born from the finale of one of the biggest sagas in anime history. It's a meme that encapsulates the divisive, confusing, and highly toxic discourse surrounding the ending of Attack on Titan. The lore is complex. Massive spoilers. In the final chapter, after the rumbling is stopped and Eren Yeager is killed, the story jumps forward. We see Mikasa sitting at Eren's grave. A bird, often interpreted as a dove or seagull, flies down and pecks at her scarf, wrapping it around her, much like Eren himself used to do. Mikasa looks at the bird and says, "Thank you for wrapping this scarf around me." The mechanic of the meme is the implication that Eren Yeager, the man who just committed global-scale genocide, has been reincarnated as a bird. This, combined with his infamous breakdown, "No, I don't want that," created a perfect storm of ridicule. The meta impact was immediate. The Eren bird or Kukrin meme became a troll weapon. It's used to mock the ending of the series as nonsensical or unintentionally hilarious. It's a debuff used against Attack on Titan fans, simplifying Eren's entire complex build down to he became a dove and cried about his stepsister. The image of the bird is spliced into other memes, often with the caption Tatakai, fight, creating a sense of absurd. It's a high-impact meme born from the fallout of a legendary world event. The donut meme, Ace, Kakyoin, Rin, etc. This is a high-damage template meme used to describe a very specific and very brutal kill mechanic, being impaled clean through the torso, leaving a large gaping hole. The lore has multiple variants, but the most iconic wielder of this meme is Portgas Ace from One Piece, Ace, the original. During the Marineford raid, Ace sacrifices himself to protect Luffy, taking a magma-powered fist from Admiral Akainu directly through the chest. The resulting perk was a fatal donut-shaped void, Kakyoin, JoJo's. Kakyoin met a similar fate at the hands of Dio, who used Zawaruto's time stop to punch a hole straight through him. Rin, Naruto. She became a donut by intentionally blocking Kakashi's Chidori ability with her body. The mechanic of the meme is to tag any character who dies in this specific way with the donut status effect. The meta impact is a form of dark humor and copium for the fandom. Instead of saying Ace is tragic, Death fans will simply refer to him as Ace, Donut. It's a way to process a traumatic character nerf by turning it into a joke item. It's high impact because it instantly triggers the sadness debuff for fans while simultaneously being a troll classification. Statue of God Kneel. This is a high-impact meme that has absolutely exploded in meta-relevance due to the solo leveling anime adaptation. It's the ultimate gatekeeping and mechanic. The lore comes from the very first dungeon of the series. The protagonist, Sung Jinwoo, at the time the world's weakest hunter, and his party enter a hidden room. The doors lock and they are faced with a massive, terrifying statue of God. The mechanic of the boss fight is simple. Worship the Lord. The statue's eyes glow red and one-shot anyone who doesn't bow. The kneel meme is born from that first iconic manga panel of the hunters desperately bowing, while those who didn't bow fast enough were deleted. The meta power of this image is its use as a flex or a troll. It's a template used to show absolute, forced dominance in a somewhat mocking way. The template mechanic is simple. You paste the icon of your hot take over the statue of God, and paste the icons of the opposition over the kneeling hunters. It's a high-impact visual that says, you will show respect to the true meta. It's the perfect template for bait posts designed to trigger a strategy hub war. For example, statue, solo leveling kneeling hunters. The 4 pillars of shonen statue, Itachi kneeling. Hunters, every other Naruto character statue. Femboys kneeling hunters, the entire best waifu and meta. It's the ultimate flex emote for stating your opinion as an objective meta fact. Confirmed, party leader. I am respecing the build immediately. Layer 3 has been unequipped. The analysis will now focus entirely on the origin debuff and the endgame backlash. Here's the fully revised modern classic. Sakura is useless. This is one of the most classic, long-running, and divisive debuff memes in the entire shonen meta. For over a decade, Sakura is useless was a foundational pillar of Naruto fandom discourse. The lore and the debuff viewer stack in several layers. Layer 1, the origin. Sakura's bad first impression was critical. In an early arc, she criticized Naruto for being an orphan, not realizing she was saying this in front of Sasuke, another orphan. This toxic opening move gave her a reputation and debuff that she never cleared. Layer 2, the build. Throughout Part 1, her character build was heavily criticized. While Naruto and Sasuke were constantly leveling up, Sage Mode, Sharingan, Sakura's role was often reduced to crying, being protected, or pining for Sasuke. Her performance was consistently not as strong as the 2 male leads. Layer 3, the Trigger. The hatred he metagamed near the end arcs. During the Madara raid, after a long grind, Sakura lands one strong punch and declares, "I'm finally on par with those two." This line, intended as a buff, was seen by many as unearned and triggered a massive backlash, making her hated even more. The meta impact was a full-scale community war that split the player base in two. Faction. 1. The critics who main this debuff, pointing to all this evidence, faction. 2. The defenders who side with Sakura, pointing to her god-tier medicum stats and her endgame tank build. It's a high-impact meme that defined a character for their entire runtime and started a flame war that still hasn't burned out. Omedetou, congratulations. This is another high-impact meme from Evangelion, but its payload is pure unadulterated sarcasm. It's the emote for a hollow or meaningless victory. The lore comes from the infamous final 2 episodes of the Evangelion TV series. Due to IRL dev issues, budget and time constraints, the main quest finale was patched with 2 episodes of abstract psychological deconstruction. The mechanic is the final scene. After a long internal monologue, the protagonist, Shinji Ikari, has a supposed breakthrough and accepts his own existence. Suddenly, he is on a stage surrounded by the entire main cast. One by one, they all turn to him, smiling and applauding, repeating the word "Omedetou," congratulations. The meta impact was divisive. Many players felt this was an unsatisfying, low-budget ending that didn't resolve any of the main plot hooks. Because of this, the congratulations scene became a troll template. It's used to sarcastically applaud a minimal, absurd or nonsensical achievement. It's a reaction to any ending in a game, show, or real-life event that feels rushed, cheap, and completely disconnected from the grind it took to get there. Gintama even modded this entire scene for one of their own troll finales, cementing its meta status as the ultimate sarcastic GG, good game. Lights freak out, just as planned. This meme is a high-impact event that represents the ultimate downfall arc. It's the counterspell to Years of God complex. Buffs. The lore is a 2-part combo, the buff, pre-meme. For most of Death Note, protagonist Light Yagami is an S-tier strategist. He's a Gigabrain player who is always 10 steps ahead of the server. This era is defined by his troll phrase, "just as planned," often said while eating a potato chip. The debuff, the meme. The high-impact meme comes from his finale. After years of winning, Light's build is finally countered by Nier. He is exposed, cornered, and shot. The mechanic of the meme is the 180-degree personality switch. The calm, collected strategist is gone. In his place is a desperate, pathetic player having a complete meltdown. The climax is his infamous, demonic, freak-out laugh and his desperate crying emotes as he is deleted by Ryuk. The meta impact is that this scene became the gold standard for a villain breakdown. It's used as a reaction for any Gigabrain troll or flex player who finally gets nerfed and can't handle the loss. The gay, crying and laughing emotes are spliced and used as standalone reactions to represent a complete loss of sanity or a despair debuff. It's the ultimate fall from grace emote. C-tier. Fandom-specific builds. Welcome to the C-tier. These are the fandom-specific builds. These memes are extremely well-known and meta-defining, but primarily within their own fandom hubs. If you're a main of that series, these are S-tier emotes you use daily. But if you're a new player or from a different server, you might need a walkthrough to understand the lore. These are the memes that prove you've grinded the main quest. Joseph Joestar's secret technique. This is one of the most beloved running jokes in the JoJo universe, and it's the signature move of the Part 2 protagonist. Joseph Joestar. The lore, or story context, is that Joseph is a brilliant trickster. He doesn't win fights by being the strongest. He wins by outsmarting his opponents with clever tactics in mind. Games, the mechanic, or how the joke works, is his ultimate technique. When faced with an impossible fight against an overwhelming opponent like the godlike Pillarmen, Joseph will dramatically announce that he is about to unleash his secret Joestar technique. And then he just runs away at full speed, often screaming, "Nigeron Dio, Smokey!" I'm running away, Smokey. Its impact in online culture is that this became the most celebrated way to retreat. It's not seen as cowardly. It's seen as a strategic move. It's used by the community as the perfect response for backing out of any bad situation with total confidence, whether it's leaving a toxic online argument, dodging a question you don't want to answer, or just finding the perfect excuse to escape an awkward real-life conversation. If you're in the final circle and don't want to fight,
니게룬다요?
if you're losing an argument online,
니게룬다요?
if you meet an opponent who is way out of your class,
お前は次になんでメリケンのこと分かったんだこの野郎という。
なんでメリケンのこと分かったんだこの野郎
your next line is, Source, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. This is the other signature ability of Joseph Joestar, and it's a mechanic that shows off his brilliant trickster mind. The lore, or story context, is that Joseph is so good at reading his opponents that he can predict their exact next words. The mechanic, or how the joke works, is that in the middle of a tense confrontation, Joseph will suddenly point at his enemy and say, "Your next line is," followed by a perfect prediction of what they were about to say. The opponent, completely shocked, says the line word for word and then freaks out, asking, "How did you know?" Its impact in online culture is that this has become the ultimate mic drop for a winning argument. It's used by fans when they have so thoroughly cornered someone in a discussion that their next response is completely predictable. By calling their next line before they can type it, you're essentially checkmating the conversation and showing that you are 2 steps ahead, just like Joseph. The torture dance. This is one of the most bizarre and iconic scenes from JoJo's Part 5, and it has become a must-know meme for fans. It's a perfect example of the series' unique, absurd style. The lore, or story context, is that the main characters, Mista, Narancia, and Fugo, have just captured an enemy crew member. They need to torture him for information. The mechanic, or how the joke works, is how they torture him. Instead of a dark, gritty interrogation, the music suddenly switches to a groovy, upbeat song. The 3 characters then perform a bizarre, perfectly synchronized, and completely ridiculous dance routine in front of their captive. The torture is purely psychological, meant to confuse and disorient their prisoner. Its impact in online culture is that this scene became an instant classic. It's used as a template where fans edit other characters from any universe into the dance. The song itself, Canzoni Preferite, became a trigger for the meme. It's the perfect reaction to celebrate a victory in a weird or troll-like way. It's a flex that is both dominant and incredibly goofy at the same time. Reiner's Confession. This is a C-tier meme because of how much lore, story context. You need to understand why it's so shocking and absurd. For fans of the series, this scene is an absolute classic. The lore, or story context, is that the main characters have just survived a massive Titan attack. They are resting on a wall, completely exhausted. The character Reiner has been a loyal friend and older brother figure to the protagonist Eren for the entire series. The mechanic, or how the joke works, is the timing and delivery of Reiner's line. With no warning, no build-up, and in a completely casual, tired tone of voice, Reiner just confesses. He says, "I am the armored Titan," and he, Berthold, is the colossal Titan. He reveals the biggest, most devastating secret of the entire show, like he's commenting on the weather. The joke is the sheer awkward whiplash of this confession. Eren's brain can't even process it, and he just responds with confusion, treating it like a bad joke. Its impact in online culture is that this scene is the gold standard for a poorly timed or awkwardly casual confession. It's used to mock any situation where a character reveals a massive secret in the least dramatic way possible, turning a moment that should have been epic into a cringeworthy, unforgettable meme. Confirmed party leader. Yelena's face. This is a much newer Attack on Titan meme, but its impact was instant and huge within the community. It's a reaction meme that is purely about the face itself. The lore, or story context, comes from Attack on Titan, the final season. Yelena is a zealot character, completely devoted to the protagonist, Eren, and his grand, terrifying plan. The mechanic, or how the joke works, is the face she makes when she realizes another character. Armin might not share her undying loyalty to Eren. Her eyes go wide. Her mouth is set in a thin, terrifying line, and she gives him an unblinking, unsettling stare of pure judgment. It's an incredibly intense and creepy look. Its impact in online culture is that this face became the go-to image for silent, intense disapproval. It's used as a reaction when someone says something cringeworthy, stupid, or traitorous in a group chat. It's the perfect emote for when you are judging someone hard, but don't want to say a word. Fans have also edited this face onto other characters from any universe to show that characters' silent, creepy disapproval, making it a very flexible template. Badly drawn Sasuke, choke meme. This is one of the most classic and cursed image templates to ever come out of the Naruto fandom. It's a perfect example of the community taking a dark, serious moment and turning it into an absurd joke. Story context is a traumatic flashback. The scene shows the powerful and terrifying Itachi Uchiha choking his younger brother Sasuke against a wall while delivering a cold, threatening speech. In the original story, it's a moment of pure drama and despair for Sasuke. The mechanic, or how the joke works, is that someone, long ago, created a very low-quality, badly drawn redrawing of this exact scene. The art is terrible, the lines are shaky, and the expressions are comically bad. This cringeworthy drawing is what became the meme, not the original well-animated scene. Its impact in online culture is its use as a flexible template. Fans will paste the heads of other characters over Itachi and Sasuke to make it look like one is choking the other. It's often used to represent one thing, the choker, completely dominating or stopping another, Sasuke. For example, Itachi could be my procrastination, and Sasuke could be my 20-page essay. It's just a classic, cringe-funny image to troll the Naruto community with. Kakyoin's Rero Rero. This is one of the most famously weird and cringe-worthy moments in JoJo's, which is saying a lot. It's a deep-cut joke that every fan of the series knows. The lore or story context is that the heroes are trying to find an enemy stand user disguised as a baby. While observing the baby, the character Kakyoin picks up a cherry. The mechanic, or how the joke works, is what he does next. Instead of just eating the cherry, he puts it in his mouth and rapidly licks it back and forth with his tongue, making a rero 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 sound. It's an incredibly bizarre, uncomfortable, and unforgettably out-of-place action. Its impact in online culture is that this scene is a famous test of your JoJo fandom. It's used as a reaction to represent peak cringe or weird behavior. It's a shorthand for the kind of WTF moment that only JoJo's can deliver, and it's instantly recognizable to anyone who has watched Part 3. The Umbrella Death the lore, or story context, is that the anime Another is a famous horror curse story. It's basically Final Destination, the anime. The main characters are in a cursed class where, one by one, students start dying in the most bizarre, gruesome, and over-the-top ways imaginable. And this is the poster child for all those deaths. The mechanic, or how the joke works, is... oh boy. A key character, Sakuragi, gets spooked by the main characters. She turns and runs down the school stairs, in the rain, while holding a sharp-tipped umbrella. What could possibly go wrong, right? She slips on the wet stairs. She falls. The umbrella lands point down, and she lands right on top of it, through the neck. Yikes. Its impact in online culture is that this scene became legendary for its sheer, no-holds-barred shock value. It's so graphic, so sudden, and so out of nowhere that it loops right back around to being darkly comical for many fans. It's the go-to example anyone uses when they try to describe the show Another. It's a core memory, a bad one, for everyone who watched that show, and it's the benchmark for insane anime deaths. Yikes, its impact in online culture is that this scene became legendary for its sheer, no-holds-barred shock value. It's so graphic, so sudden, and so out of nowhere that it loops right back around to being darkly comical for many fans. It's the go-to example anyone uses when they try to describe the show Another. It's a core memory, a bad one, for everyone who watched that show, and it's the benchmark for insane anime deaths. The Infinity Castle Summon. This is one of the coolest mechanics to be turned into a template, and it's a go-to for the Demon Slayer fandom. The lore, or story context, is that the final boss of the series, Muzan, has his main headquarters in a place called the Infinity Castle. It's not a real place, but a pocket dimension that looks like a massive, constantly shifting maze. And this entire level is controlled by a single demon named Nakimi, just by her strumming her biwa, a Japanese instrument. The mechanic, or how the joke works, is the strum itself. Every time Nakimi plucks her biwa, twang, the map instantly changes. A room will flip, a new floor will appear, or most importantly, a character will be instantly teleported from one spot to another. Its impact in online culture is that this became the ultimate. Crossover summon meme, it's a template used by fans to pull any character from any universe into a Demon Slayer boss fight. The joke, video will show a character just chilling in their own world. Then you'll suddenly hear the twank. And the scene cuts to that character now standing confused inside the Infinity Castle. And when I say any character, I mean anyone. Goku? Loki? Spider-Man? A Tanjiro cosplayer?
It should have been me, not him! It's not fair!
It should have been me, not him! This is one of the most dramatic reaction memes to come from Yu-Gi-Oh! And it's a classic emote for despair and jealousy. The original lore, story context, is not about jealousy, but about pure grief. It's from the English dub, Season 4. In a high-stakes duel, Yami Yugi, the pharaoh, loses, and the penalty is that the soul of his other half, Yugi Muto, is taken. The mechanic, or how the joke works, is Yami Yugi's breakdown. He falls to his knees, slams the ground in defeat, and yells the line, "It should have been me, not him."
It's not fair!
It's a peak drama moment of a protagonist losing his other half. However, the impact in online culture is where it changed. The community stole this emote of pure despair and repurposed it as the ultimate emote for pure, salty jealousy. You see someone else pull the ultra-rare gacha character you grinded for? It should have been me. You see your waifu or husbando have a canon moment with another character? It should have been me. You see your friend get the last slice of pizza? It should have been me. So it started as a grief emote, but morphed into the go-to reaction for when you feel like the universe or the story cheated you. And that's our recon report on the legends. Every meme that broke, containment and invaded the internet, scouted and decoded. This mission is complete. But our party is always looking for the next adventure, and that's where you come in. We need you, our party members, to help us scout our next objective. What deep lore is our community most eager to decode? What character build or series should we put under the microscope? Assign your trusty support the next mission in the comments below. We'll be reading every report you send. This is your trusty support, always on station to analyze the mission. Like and subscribe to join the party for our next raid. Support out.